Okay. Exterior street, Kevin. He slows as, from his POV, the limo pulls past him, returning to Duncan's toy chest. Exterior street on Kevin. He turns back towards Duncan's toy chest and the limo and breaks into a run. Exterior street, Harry and Marv. They continue down the street. Close up on Kevin running. In his POV, moving through the pedestrian traffic. Harry and Marv come into view. The camera passes them. Close up on Kevin. He grinds to a halt. A puzzled look on his face. He turns slowly. Close up on Harry and Marv. Stopped. Puzzled looks on their faces. They slowly turn in unison. Close up on Kevin. Looking down the street at Harry and Marv. Close up on Harry and Marv. Looking back at Kevin.
It's him.
Close up on Kevin. He takes off. Close up on Harry and Marv. They give chase. Exterior Duncan's toy chest. The limo. The driver gets out. He sees Kevin running away.
Hey, I'm here.
Exterior street intersection. Kevin breaks through the pedestrians waiting for the light and runs into the congested traffic, threading his way through the vehicles. He scrambles under a delivery truck between the front and back wheels. On the street on Harry and Marv, they're on his tail. Marv climbs up onto a street lamp and looks into the traffic. From his POV, Kevin reaches the other side of the street. Close up on Marv as he points.
There he is!
Exterior another street, Kevin running as fast as he can. Exterior intersection, Harry and Marv. They charge across the street as the traffic opens up. Horns blare and drivers shout. Exterior another street, a street vendor. A man is selling cheap jewelry on the street. His wares are spread out on a piece of carpet. Kevin races by as the man waves a fistful of beaded necklaces. Kevin darts back into frame, yanks a few bills out of his pocket and buys half a dozen necklaces. He takes off again. A beat and Harry and Marv race past. Exterior, 5th Avenue, Parkside. Kevin wheels around the corner onto 59th Street, sending a flock of pigeons into panic flight. Harry and Marv follow a few beats behind. Exterior, 59th Street, Parkside on Kevin. He races down 59th Street. Harry and Marv get a little winded. They're huffing and puffing to keep pace. Parkside, Kevin gets the green light. He charges across 59th Street. At the south corner, Kevin stops for the light. Traffic's too heavy to get across. He looks at the traffic light. In his POV, the light is green against him, red for him. Close up on Kevin as he looks fearfully across 59th Street. His POV, Harry and Marv pour on the speed as they cross 59th. Close up on Kevin, he looks to the light again. On the traffic light, it's yellow against him, still red for him. Kevin looks back. His POV, Harry and Marv are nearly to the corner. On the traffic light, it turns to green. Kevin runs into the street. He rips the necklaces apart as he runs. Close up on the pavement, plastic pearls and beads scatter on the blacktop. Exterior 6th Avenue corner. Kevin leaps up on the curb and takes off down the sidewalk. At the corner of 59th and 6th, Harry and Marv wheel around the corner and leap onto 6th Avenue. Exterior 59th and 6th, new angle. Harry and Marv hit the beads and fly into the air. A high, arching, twisting, simultaneous tumble. They slam down on the pavement. At 6th Avenue overhead, Harry and Marv lie on their backs in the street. Bravo. Exterior hotel doorman. He's loaded a guest into a cab. He turns and looks down the street. He grins. From his POV, Kevin runs towards him. Close up on the doorman. He looks into the lobby. He blows his whistle. Inside the hotel on the concierge, he looks up from his station. From his POV, the doorman signals the concierge to come outside. In the lobby, the concierge runs to the revolving door. On the sidewalk, Kevin weaves through the pedestrian traffic to the hotel and stops. He looks up. In his POV, the concierge is standing before him.
Back so soon?
Close up on Kevin. He's breathless. He's pointing back down the street.
There's two guys.
The concierge leans over Kevin.
What's the problem? The store won't take your stolen credit card. Let's see what the police have to say about this.
Close up on Kevin. He rears back in alarm. Exterior hotel, concierge and Kevin. The concierge grabs Kevin by the collar. Close up on Harry. He's wincing in pain. He lifts his head and looks. From his POV down the South 59th Street sidewalk, the concierge is struggling with Kevin. Kevin breaks loose and dashes into the hotel lobby. Kevin races across the lobby. The concierge and the doorman rush in after him.
That kid!
Close up on Kevin. He's terrified. He's running for all he's worth. From his POV, a saleswoman comes out of the gift shop. She stands ready to grab him, arms out, legs spread. Interior hotel lobby. Low and from behind the saleswoman, Kevin runs right for her. The concierge is only inches behind him. At the last moment, Kevin slides as if coming into home plate. On the slick marble floor, he easily sails between the saleswoman's legs.
Whoa.
The saleswoman turns and looks back at Kevin, surprised that she missed him. She turns back, recoils in horror. From her POV, the concierge is heading right for her. He slams into the saleswoman. Interior elevator. Kevin leaps into a waiting elevator. Close up on the elevator panel. Kevin presses the button for the 21st floor. Outside the hotel, Harry and Marv limp to the front of the hotel.
We know where he is. We'll just wait for him to come out.
What about his folks?
I bet he ain't with his folks.
How do you know?
How do I know? The kid was alone.
Back in the hotel, Kevin's suite, the living room. He bursts through the door and runs into the bedroom. In the bedroom, Kevin snatches the travel bag off the bed, unzips it, and loads his things into it. In the hotel hallway, the elevator opens and the concierge, the bellman, the clerk, and a pair of hotel security guards race out. All right, interior, Kevin's suite, the bedroom. Kevin quickly turns on the gangster movie. Close up on the TV screen.
Hold it right there.
In the living room, the concierge, clerk, bellman, Cliff, and the other guards skid to a stop as they enter through the hallway door.
This is the concierge, sir.
In the bedroom, Kevin unpauses the movie with a grin.
I knew it was you. I could smell you getting off the elevator.
In the living room, the concierge looks at his clothes with a pause. Johnny's voice comes off screen from the bedroom.
You was here last night too, wasn't you?
Yes, sir, I was.
In the bedroom, Kevin unpauses the movie again.
You was here. And you was smooching with my brother.
In the living room, the concierge scoffs and smiles. The others look at him, puzzled.
I'm afraid you're mistaken, sir.
Back in the bedroom.
Don't give me that. You've been smooching with everybody.
In the living room, the concierge looks very confused, as do the bellman and clerk next to him.
Snuffy, Al, Leo, little Mo with the gimpy leg.
Close up on poor Cliff.
Cheeks, Bony Bob, Cliff.
Cliff gasps. The others stare at him. Close up on Cliff's name tag. Love is love, Cliff. Love is love. No. The others stare. It's a lie.
I could go on forever, baby.
I'm terribly sorry, sir, but I'm afraid you're mistaken.
Back in the bedroom, Kevin unpauses the TV.
We're looking for a young man.
All right. I believe you. But my Tommy gun don't.
Back in the living room, the concierge, bellman, and clerk look shocked. Back in the bedroom.
Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
In the living room, there's a long beat. The concierge looks at his staff and shrugs.
On your knees.
They all get down on their knees. The concierge shakes his head. He can't believe he's about to do this.
I love you.
Back in the bedroom, Kevin snickers. He unpauses the movie again.
You gotta do better than that.
In the living room, the concierge leads the others in a group, I love you. I love you.
I love you.
In the bedroom, Kevin keeps the movie going. He grabs his stuff and leaves.
Maybe I'm off my hinges, but I believe you.
Back in the living room,
That's why I'm gonna let you go.
the concierge and the others breathe a sigh of relief. Back in the bedroom.
I'm gonna give you to the count of 3 to get you lousy,
In the living room, the concierge looks worried again.
lying,
In the bedroom.
low down 4-flushing carcass out my door.
In the living room, the concierge and his gang scramble towards the door.
Open the door now. Run.
1,
In the bedroom,
2.
Johnny starts firing and cackling again. In the hallway, the concierge and the others fall into a heap on the floor. Johnny's maniacal laughter and firing continues. Kevin stops by an escape exit and smiles. Other hotel guests peek out of their rooms concerned. Back in Kevin's suite, the bedroom.
3.
Back in the hallway.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Kevin goes through the exit. The gunfire continues as the hotel staff lies on the floor, hands on their heads. Kevin comes back.
And a happy new year.
Kevin wags his eyebrows and leaves. The concierge crawls away from Kevin's room on his hands and knees with his staff.
Stay in your rooms. This isn't the emergency. There's a insane guest with a gun.
All right. Exterior hotel alley. Kevin leaps off the loading dock. Close up on Kevin, slow motion, terror on his face, struggling to change the direction of his fall. From his POV, Harry and Marv wait in the alley below with open arms, ready to catch Kevin. Harry holds up his hands. Camera pushes in on his scarred palm, the letter M in scar tissue. Exterior alley entrance, 6th Avenue. Harry and Marv, with Kevin between them, step out of the alley and into the flow of pedestrian traffic. Harry and Marv have a firm but discreet hold on him.
Spent 9 months in jail thinking we had the worst luck in the universe.
Insert Walkman. Kevin presses the record button. Back to the scene.
We were wrong, little buddy.
We're doing fine, and we're gonna do even better. We ain't robbing a house no more. We're robbing toy stores. 10 o'clock tonight, we're rich. Then we're gonna get phony passports and then go to Rio.
Shut up, Marv.
What's the difference? He ain't talk to nobody except maybe a fish or the Undertaker.
Just get him in the truck. Feel a lot better when he's on ice.
Exterior 59th Street, Parkside. A mounted police officer waits at the curb as tourists admire his horse. Close up on Kevin. He sees the mounted police officer. He looks up at Harry. He considers making a move. Close up on Harry and Marv. They see the cop.
I got a gun in my pocket. You open your mouth and you'll be able to spit your gum out through your forehead.
Back on 59th Street, Harry and Marv duck their heads as they pass the mounted police officer. Close up on Kevin. He looks up at the officer. From his POV moving, the mounted police officer looks down at Kevin with a wink and heads away. Exterior 59th Street and 5th Avenue. Harry, Marv, and Kevin reach the corner. They step up behind the other pedestrians waiting for the light and breathe a sigh of relief. They hold Kevin close. Harry puts his hand over Kevin's mouth. Close up on Kevin. He looks up at Harry. He looks up at Marv. He looks ahead. From Kevin's POV, a woman, a shapely rear end. Close up on Kevin. He sneaks his hand out. Close up on the woman's bottom. Kevin pinches her rump. Close up on the woman, the fashion model we saw earlier. Her eyes bulge in alarm. She whips around. Close up on Marv, dumb smile on his face.
Hello, mère chérie.
Close up on the woman, she draws her fist back. Close up on Marv, puzzled. Exterior street corner, the woman decks Marv. He lets go of Kevin's hand. Close up on Kevin. With his free hand, he takes a mighty swing at Harry. He buries his little fist in Harry's belly. Harry drops to his knees in agony. Kevin snatches the travel bag and takes off. Exterior Central Park. Kevin vaults the park wall and races into the underbrush. Exterior street corner. The light changes. The crowd moves. Harry straightens up. Marv picks himself up.
Where's the kid?
He went into the park.
You okay?
Yeah, I would be on my knees if I were okay. He hit me in the ulcer.
Oh,
Exterior Central Park on Kevin. He tears through the underbrush and breaks into the mall. Exterior Central Park. Harry and Marv are trudging through the zoo. They're yanking the coat hoods off the little boys they pass.
I should have shot him when we had the chance. I hate pulling a job knowing that kid's out on the loose.
what can we do? What can he do? Kids are helpless.
Not that kid.
He ain't got a house full of keys this time. He's alone. He's in the park. Go in there and don't come alive. Kids are scared of the park.
Yeah. Good luck, little fella.
They turn and head back towards 59th Street. Exterior park, low boathouse. Kevin peeks out from behind the boathouse. He's breathing hard, frightened out of his little mind. He looks out across the park. From his POV, joggers are finishing their runs. Nannies hurry their charges home before dark. A straggling businessman cuts across the park. Close up on Kevin. He looks to the sky. From his POV, the sun is sinking behind the buildings. Close up on Kevin. He looks out across the park at the long shadows. He's terrified.
I want to go home. Mom, where are you?
Close up on motel telephone. It rings. Kate grabs it before the first ring is even finished.
Hello?
Interior motel room. Peter's sleeping in a chair. The phone has roused him. Kate's between the beds on the phone. The kids are watching TV in the next room.
This is her. Oh my God.
What?
Kate covers the phone.
It's the Orlando police. Chicago called. They know where Kevin is.
Chicago.
New York.
New York. New York! Kids, we found Kevin. They have him.
Kate shakes her head no. Megan, Lenny, Jeff, and Buzz charge into the room.
Where is he?
New York.
Who? I told you he got on the wrong plane. He can't be in crowds. He's too short.
I'm sure he was scared. He's not a troublemaker.
What?
Can you hold on a second? Thank you. He must have my bag. He used your credit card to check into a hotel.
He checked into a hotel?
On his own?
Ask if he spent all the travel money.
Waves buzz off.
Is he in trouble?
He got away from the hotel people when they questioned him about the card. He must be scared.
Where is he now?
Do they have him?
Her face registers disappointment. She looks down to the floor.
Uh,
They don't have him?
Kate shakes her head no.
we'll catch the next flight. Thank you.
He hangs up.
I wonder if you know enough to go to my brother's place.
They're in Paris.
Maybe they have a house sitter.
I thought they were renovating.
Exterior residential street. A transitional neighborhood. Beautiful restored buildings sprinkled in with the abandoned, the burned, and the boarded up. Close up on Kevin. He looks up from his mother's address book. Exterior brownstone. 3 stories in the early stages of renovation. The windows are boarded up. A scaffold encircles the first floor. A rubbish chute runs from the 3rd floor to a dumpster. Interior brownstone foyer. The original floor is torn up. Plywood sheets span the joists. The railing is off the staircase. The door knocker bangs against the door. Inside the brownstone, the upstairs hall. No banister. Plumbing pipes, wood, cans of paint, bags of plaster. The door knocker bangs again. The 3rd floor bedroom, a plastering scaffold fills the room. The faint sound of the door knocker. In the 1st floor library, shelves, no floor. Kevin's head appears in the window. He wipes a clean spot on the glass and peers in. Close upon Kevin, suspicious. He lowers himself out of the window. In the brownstone foyer, close up on a mail chute. Kevin flips the chute open and looks in.
Uncle Rob. Anybody?
After a beep, the chute snaps closed. Exterior Orlando Airport, the gate. Kate and Peter are waiting to board. Everyone has come to the airport. Kate kisses the kids goodbye.
What do we do about the hotel bill, Pete? Kev has your credit card.
That's the last of my worries, Frank.
Leslie gives Frank a dirty look.
Thanks.
When you give Kev a piece of your mind, give him a little of mine too. Enough is enough. This is the 2nd year in a row.
I just hope that something like this never happens to you. You're gonna feel pretty damn low accepting the help of others when you've given so little of your own.
Frank backs off.
Just.
My child's been missing for 2 days, and all you care about is your goddamn money.
Kate pushes Peter back.
Honey, we have to go.
I'm sorry, Pete.
Forget it, Frank. Just forget it. I'll see you guys at home.
Buzz steps forward. He hugs Peter.
When you find Kev, tell him I'm sorry. For real. No joke. And tell him.
Close up on Buzz. He leans back from Peter. His eyes are filled with tears.
I got tears in my eyes.
He wipes his arm across his cheeks.
But make him swear to everything he holds sacred not to ever tell anyone.
Interior jetway. Peter and Kate hurry down the jetway. Back in the interior Orlando airport gate, all eyes are on Uncle Frank. Fuller walks up to him.
Dad, you're still an excellent baseball coach.
Exterior skyline from the park. The lights are on in the office buildings and hotels of Central Park South. The camera sinks to a close-up on Kevin, walking down Central Park West, frightened. From his POV, a junkie staggers down a path, stopping at a trash can to forage. Close-up on Kevin. Loud voices distract him. He turns his head to see from his POV across the street a band of young thugs marching along in a pack, drinking and shouting. Exterior Central Park West. Kevin picks up his pace. The wind rattles the bare tree branches in the park. A woman bundled against the cold wind passes quickly and cautiously. Kevin heads south, staying close to the park wall. He isn't watching his feet. He stumbles into a man sleeping against the wall. The man sits up angrily.
Watch it, kid.
Kevin jumps back in alarm. He turns. Close up on Kevin as he looks down the sidewalk. From his POV, a drunk staggers down the sidewalk toward him. Kevin moves around the sleeping man in a wide, careful circle and continues quickly down the sidewalk. Exterior Central Park West, 97th Street. A pair of streetwalkers coming on duty get out of a cab. Tough, extreme women in their mid-30s. On the sidewalk, Kevin walks quickly but aimlessly, looking for any sort of opportunity. He steps to the curb when he sees the streetwalker's cab approach. He waves his arm. The cab pulls to the curb. Kevin looks in the window. Exterior cab, passenger window. The cabbie is hidden in shadow. In the cab, on the passenger window, Kevin leans forward and looks in the window.
Thanks. It's scary out there.
In the cabbie turns into the light. He's a huge and strange-looking man with long, ratted hair, a severe growth of beard, earrings, a fresh bruise on his forehead, and a dead, cloudy eye.
Ain't much better in here, kid.
Cab passenger window. Kevin leans back from the cab fearfully. He's not riding in this cab. Back in the cab, the cabbie turns back into the shadows. Back on the street, the cab pulls away. Kevin continues down Central Park West. Back on Central Park West in 97th, the two streetwalkers are waiting for someone or something. One lights a cigarette for the other. She blows a long, slow plume of smoke into the air. Kevin approaches, close up on the streetwalker. She turns, revealing a ravaged, heavily made-up face, wicked, half-closed eyes, nails so long they've begun to curl under and bring the cigarette to collagen-packed lips. Close up on Kevin, he veers wide to miss the two streetwalkers. Close up on the second streetwalker, deathly thin, a face ravaged by low living, a nose ring connected to her earlobe with a gold chain, a thick purple knife scar across her neck.
You looking for someone to read you a bedtime story?
On the street, the first streetwalker cracks up. Kevin moves back and sidesteps down the park wall.
We'll tuck you in like your ma never did.
The trollops crack up. Close up on the second streetwalker. She leans into camera and laughs. Close up on Kevin. His eyes are wide with fear. The first streetwalker leans into camera and blows a lungful of smoke at Kevin. Back on the street, Kevin breaks into a run. His POV moving past all sorts of night creatures. Close up on Kevin's feet, a blur on the littered pavement. Close up on Kevin running full out, scared to tears. He looks. From his POV moving across Fifth Avenue, a trio of teenage boys running down the opposite sidewalk. They wait for a break in traffic and run into the street. Close up on Kevin as he pours on more speed. Exterior, Central Park West. The boys dart across the street and leap onto the sidewalk. They run behind Kevin. Close up on Kevin as he glances back over his shoulder. From his POV, the boys are gaining on him. Exterior park wall. From inside the park, Kevin jumps up on the wall and vaults into the park. Exterior park on the rocks. Kevin clambers up a large mass of rocks and squeezes down between them, hiding himself. He's breathing heavily. He's terrified. He looks up. On the park side, a bus pulls up to the curb. The boys race to it and board. They weren't after Kevin. They were running for the bus. Interior Duncan's toy chest, second floor. A janitor wearing a Santa hat runs a floor waxer past the playhouses. Interior the playhouse, Harry. He's lying in the playhouse. He's alert and listening with a pistol at the ready. Exterior park, back on the rocks. Kevin is hidden deep between two boulders. He reaches into his pocket for the cookies he stole from the hotel kitchen. He takes a hungry bite.
I don't want to ever take a vacation like this again.
He takes another bite. He halts his chewing as he hears a pigeon coo. He turns slowly to see from his POV a pigeon standing on the rock behind him, close up on Kevin. He smiles at the sight of the bird. He breaks off a piece of his cookie and lays it in the palm of his hand. He reaches his hand out to the pigeon. Close up on the pigeon, he studies the hand for a cautious moment, then pecks the cookie. Close up on Kevin, he watches the pigeon eat the cookie.
I guess you missed dinner too. My parents say I'm never supposed to touch birds, especially city birds, but you don't look so bad. You're a lot nicer than the people around here.
Kevin brings his hand back and breaks another piece of cookie off. He looks up. He freezes in surprise. From his POV, there are now 10 pigeons. Close up on Kevin, puzzled.
Where did you guys come from?
His POV, the pigeons coo. Close up on Kevin as he reaches into his pocket. 2 cookies left.
I don't know if I have enough for everybody. How hungry are you guys?
Kevin looks down as he crumbles the cookies in his hand. He looks up. From his POV, the pigeons are turned away from him. Close up on Kevin. He's puzzled. He rises up on the rock.
What are you guys doing? Hey!
Close up on the first pigeon. His back is to Kevin. He slowly flutters around to face Kevin. Close up on Kevin. He smiles, pleased that the bird is turned back to him. Close up on the first pigeon. He begins to rise. Suddenly, the face of the pigeon lady appears behind it. A bird is sitting on her head. The others are on her outstretched arms. Close up on Kevin. The color drains from his face. His jaw drops. His eyes open wide. Extreme close up on the pigeon lady. The wild, dirty face staring at Kevin. Kevin screams. Exterior park, rocks. Kevin twists around and tries to jump from the rocks. He's stuck. Close up on Kevin's foot. In his panic, he's wedged his foot between the rocks. Kevin tugs furiously on his stuck foot. He looks up. From his POV, the pigeon lady reaches out a gnarled hand. Close up on Kevin. He covers his face with his arms. Close up on Kevin's foot. The pigeon lady puts her hand around his ankle, pushes down gently, and releases his foot. Close up on Kevin as he uncovers his face and looks. His POV, the pigeon lady backs away from the rock. Exterior park, rock. Kevin leaps off the rock and takes off. Close up on the pigeon lady. She watches him run away. Kevin slows his speed a little. He slows a lot. He stops. He turns. From his POV, the pigeon lady is walking away, slipping behind the rock. On the rock, the pigeon lady has returned to her place behind the rock. She's gathering her possessions into an old canvas mail pouch, a piece of carpet, bags of bread and seed, a water bottle, an old umbrella. She slowly stops her work and turns. From her POV, she turns to the rock. Kevin walks around from behind it and stands before her. Close up on the pigeon lady. She's startled to see him. She's nervous. She steps back. She doesn't respond. Kevin introduces himself.
I'm Kevin McAllister. I'm from Chicago. Actually, not Chicago, the snotty suburbs of Chicago. I'm sorry I screamed at you. You were just trying to help me, right?
The pigeon lady nods uncomfortably. Kevin takes a step toward her. She backs away. Kevin stays put, sensing her discomfort.
Your birds are very nice.
The pigeon lady relaxes a bit. She nods her appreciation. Kevin sits down on a smaller rock beside the boulder. The pigeon lady returns to her work.
I've seen you a couple times. You had pigeons all over you. At first, it looks kind of scary, but if you think about it, it's not so bad. They must be all over you because they like you.
The pigeon lady looked around at Kevin.
That isn't scary. I just felt like it was because I never saw it before. People do that a lot, you know. They get scared of stuff just because it's not what they're used to. I know it happens to me, but I'm a kid and there's a lot more stuff kids haven't seen before. I guess that's why we get scared so much. My friend one time was riding his bike with me and he got a moth in his mouth. He has allergies, so he can't breathe out of his nose, so he always walks around with his mouth open. It's really bad when he rides his bike. But you know what? He isn't afraid of getting bugs in his mouth anymore because he's used to it. Now I'm used to it too. Now I'm used to you, and I'm not scared.
The pigeon lady considers the long ramble and its gentle objective.
If I'm bothering you, I could leave. Am I bothering you?
It's been a long time since you've spoken. She opens her mouth, but nothing comes out. She shakes her head no, and then
No.
Good. I'm not a pain in the butt.
shakes her head again no.
Will those pigeons come back on their own, or do you have to call them?
Kevin looks up. Exterior sky, the pigeons circle above. Exterior park on the pigeon lady. She reaches into her pocket for a handful of seed. She reaches out for Kevin's hand. She opens it and puts the seed in his palm. She motions for him to throw it. Kevin tosses the seed.
They can hear it.
In the sky, the pigeons circle down. In the park, the pigeons swarm down to the seed. Close up on Kevin. His eyes twinkle. He smiles.
That's great.
Exterior LaGuardia later. A 727 touches down. Exterior New York buildings. The night lights. Camera tilts down to a side street to the road surface and a sewer grate. Flickering light escapes.
I'm like the birds I care for. People pass me on the streets, they see me, they ignore me. They wish, like the pigeons, I wasn't part of their city.
Interior sewer. Whoa, not exactly a giant concert hall, am I right? Massive sewer tunnel. Kevin and the pigeon lady are sitting over a small fire.
They don't consider that pigeons have lives to lead and babies to care for. They don't think that they have a place in the order of things. I love them because no one else does. I know they love me because I take care of them, but I also hope that they love me because I'm as easy to despise as they are.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like that with my family. I'm kind of the pigeon of our house. It's because I'm the youngest.
People always fight for a position. Everybody wants to be seen and heard.
I guess so. I get seen and heard pretty much, but then I get sent to my room a lot too.
I wasn't always a crazy old lady.
Oh, what were you before?
I had a job. I had a home. I had friends.
Do you have kids?
Do it.
Do you have kids?
No, I wanted them, but the man I loved fell out of love with me. It broke my heart. And then every time a chance to be loved came by, I ran from it.
No offense, but that seems sort of a dumb thing to do.
I was afraid of getting my heart broken again.
Okay, I understand that. I used to have this really nice pair of rollerblades, and I was afraid that if I wore them, I'd wreck them. So I kept them in a box. And you know what happened?
What?
I outgrew them. I never used them once outside. I just wore them in my room a couple times.
A person's heart and their feelings are a little different than that.
It's kind of the same thing. If you aren't going to use your heart, what's the difference if it gets broken? If you just keep it to yourself, maybe it'll be like my rollerblades. When you do decide to try it, it won't be any good. You should take a chance. You got nothing to lose.
There's some truth there.
I think so. Your heart might still be broken, but it's not gone. If it was gone, you wouldn't be this nice. You wouldn't invite me into your sewer.
It's been a couple years since I even talked to anyone.
That's okay. You're really good at it. You're not boring. You don't mumble or spit when you talk. You should do it more often. I think you'd have to wear an outfit that doesn't have pigeon poop on it.
I was working pretty hard at keeping people away.
I always think I'll have a lot of fun if I'm alone. But then when I'm alone, it isn't fun at all. I don't care how much people bug me sometimes. I'd rather be with them than by myself.
So what are you doing running around the streets on Christmas Eve? Did you get in trouble?
Kevin nods sheepishly.
Yeah.
The pigeon lady nods. It's as she expected.
You did something wrong?
A lot of things.
A good deed erases a bad deed. You know that.
It's pretty late. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to do all the good deeds I need to erase all the bad ones I did.
You'll be fine. It's Christmas Eve. Good deeds count extra tonight.
They do?
That's right. You think of the most important thing you can do for others right now, and you go do it.
Close up on Kevin. He considers what she said to him. After a considered pause, he nods.
Okay.
In the sewer, Kevin stands up. He offers his hand to the pigeon lady.
If I don't see you again, I hope everything comes out okay.
Thanks.
Say goodbye to your birds for me.
Kevin starts up the ladder to the street. Close up on the pigeon lady. She watches Kevin. This won't be the last time she sees him. Exterior, hotel. A squad and an unarmed car parked in front. In the hotel office, Peter and Kate are with the night manager and the concierge. Kate's furious.
We'd like to offer you a complimentary suite while...
What kind of hotel lets a child check in alone?
According to my people, the boy had a convincing story.
What kind of idiots do you have working for you?
The finest in New York.
When you discovered that the card was stolen...
I made a discovery.
Why'd you let him leave?
When we attempted to confront him, he ran.
You scared him away.
It's Christmas Eve, and because of you, my son is lost in one of the biggest cities in the world.
Exterior, St. Patrick's Cathedral. People are going in for Christmas Mass. The bells are ringing. Exterior, 105th Street. Kevin runs as fast as he can down the street. The bells are ringing in the distance. Exterior, street, brownstone. Kevin runs to the building. He scampers in and up the rubbish tube that runs out a third-story window. Inside the tube looking down, Kevin climbs up the tube using the section ribs for grip and footing. In the brownstone on the third floor, Kevin crawls out of the tube into a room. He looks around. He thinks for a moment about what he has to do and exits. Close up on a tool chest. It opens, revealing an assortment of tools. Kevin takes out a wood saw, a hacksaw, a hammer, rope, an electric drill, a screwdriver, a butane torch. In the foyer, Kevin slides the plywood flooring away from the floor joists, revealing the basement below. In the basement, Kevin pours monster sap on the floor. In the kitchen, Kevin loads a plumber's bag with wrenches. Close up on the back door, Kevin drives a nail into the door and ties a piece of twine to it. In the first floor in the bathroom, Kevin fills the toilet bowl with a can of paint thinner. Close up on the doorknob, Kevin removes the screws of the electric drill and pulls the knob off. Outside the brownstone, Kevin comes out the front door with 4 open cans of varnish. Close up on bricklayer's scaffold, Kevin sets the varnish cans in a cluster on the end of the scaffold. Interior second floor stairwell, Kevin races up the stairs. Interior second floor bedroom, Kevin drops a rope through a hole in the floor. Exterior roof, Kevin comes out onto the roof. He's carrying a coil of rope on his shoulder. He has a metal can and a plastic bucket in his hand. He looks out over the city. The pigeons circle overhead. He sets the bucket down and puts the coil of rope into it. Close up on the can, kerosene. Kevin unscrews the top. Exterior roof, Kevin pours the kerosene into the bucket. Close up on the can, all-purpose mechanical lubricant. Kevin digs a rag into the slick goo. Exterior fire escape, Kevin greases the fire escape stairs. Exterior alley. Kevin drops into frame. He looks down the alley, turns, and takes off. Exterior, Duncan's toy chest. The lights are dimmed, the store is closed. Exterior sidewalk. Kevin crosses the street to the store. He looks in the window. From his POV, Harry and Marv trot down the escalator and cross to the first floor cash register. Outside Duncan's toy chest, Kevin opens the travel bag and takes out Monster Sap. He removes the half-empty bottle. Outside Duncan's toy chest, Kevin squirts the remaining soap onto the sidewalk. Inside Duncan's toy chest on the first floor, Harry and Marv are cleaning out the cash registers, stuffing the money into a gym bag.
Oh, there's more money in this place than I ever dreamed. Merry Christmas, Harry.
Makes you wonder why we spend so much time robbing private homes. Marv.
Interior Duncan's toy chest front window, close up on Kevin. Kevin has his hands cupped around his eyes as he looks into the store. He takes a deep breath and steels himself for the challenge ahead. He looks to his hand. Insert on Kevin's hand. He wraps a Kensington Towers employee around a paving stone. He secures it with a rubber band and sets it on the window ledge. The envelope is marked in Kevin's handwriting, to Mr. Duncan, the elf guy who owns the store. Inside Duncan's toy chest, at the front window, Kevin bangs his fist on the window. Inside the store, Harry and Marv look up in alarm, fists loaded with cash. From their POV, Kevin waves. Close up on Harry and Marv, their jaws drop.
He's back.
From their POV, Kevin raises his camera and snaps a picture. Flash. Inside the store, Harry and Marv are washed with flashlight.
He took our picture.
How did my hair look?
From their POV, Kevin holds up the paving stone. Close up on Harry, he sees the stone. He opens his mouth to yell. It's too late.
No!
Outside the store, Kevin heaves the stone through the window, setting off the burglar alarm. He takes off down the sidewalk. Inside the store, Harry and Marv scramble over the checkout counter in a panic to exit the store. Outside of Duncan's toy chest, Harry and Marv leap out through the broken window. They hit the monster sap. Their legs fly out from under them and they shoot across the sidewalk into a pair of newspaper boxes. The store alarm blares. Exterior sidewalk. Kevin runs down the block, slowing at the corner, looking both ways and crossing. He stops on the opposing corner and looks up the street. From his POV, Harry and Marv pick themselves up. At the street corner, Kevin raises his camera and takes another picture. Outside of Duncan's toy chest, Harry points to the flash.
There he is.
They take off after Kevin. Exterior another street. Sirens are wailing in the distance. Kevin wheels around a corner running full out. He cuts into the street and crosses. Exterior previous street. Harry and Marv run around the corner. Exterior brownstone. Kevin runs down the street to the brownstone. He scoots up the refuse chute. Inside of the brownstone, the third floor, Kevin crawls out of the chute. He dashes out of the room. Exterior 105th Street. Harry and Marv pound down the pavement. Exterior brownstone on the roof. Kevin bursts out of the roof door and runs to the street side. He looks over. His POV, Harry and Marv arrive. They look around frantically. Close up on Kevin as he cups his hands to his mouth and yells down.
I'm up here. Come and get me.
Exterior brownstone, Harry and Marv, they look up. From their POV, Kevin snaps another picture. Flash. Exterior brownstone. Marv makes a move towards the brownstone. Harry grabs his sleeve and holds him back.
Let's kill!
Hold on, pea-brain. We got busted last time because we underestimated that little bundle of misery. We don't go after him until we got a plan that we're sure is better than his plan.
This ain't like last time, Harry. This ain't his house. He's running scared. He ain't got a plan.
May I do the thinking, please?
Harry looks back up at Kevin.
Hey, Sonny!
From his POV, Kevin looks over the roof. Close up on Harry looking up.
Nothing would thrill me more greatly than to shoot you. Knocking off a youngster ain't gonna mean that much to me. You understand?
Close up on Kevin looking down.
Mm-hmm.
On the brownstone, Harry and Marv look up.
But since I'm in a hurry, I'm gonna make you a deal. You throw down your camera and we won't hurt you. You won't ever see us again. Okay? Sound good?
From their POV, Kevin looks over the roof.
Okay.
He takes the camera from around his neck. Close up on the roof cornice. Kevin sets the camera down and picks up a brick. Exterior brownstone, Harry and Marv. Harry takes a step forward and holds out his arms to receive the camera.
Okay, son. Give it to me.
Close up on Kevin. He takes aim and tosses the brick. Exterior brownstone, up angle. The brick falls. Close up on Harry, smiling, waiting for his loot. Close up on Marv, picking his teeth. A beat, and the brick smashes him on the head. Exterior brownstone. Marv collapses on the sidewalk. Close up on Kevin. He's looking over the edge, smiling.
Direct hit.
Back on the brownstone, Marv sits up with a lump on his forehead. From his POV, out of focus for a moment, sharpens. Harry's leaning over him.
Gotta get and listen to reason, Marv. Gotta go in and get him. Look, you in the front, I'll go with the fire escape and come out of the roof. We do in the middle. You okay? How many fingers am I holding up?
Close up on Marv, squinting.
8.
Interior brownstone. Kevin scrambles down the staircase from the roof to the third floor ballroom. Outside the brownstone, Marv is on the porch. In the alley, Harry marches down the alley to the back of the brownstone. At the brownstone front porch, Marv is picking the deadbolt on the door. It clicks. He grabs the doorknob and turns it. It comes off in his hand. Close up on Marv as he holds the knob up and discovers a string tied to it. He pulls on the string. Inside the brownstone at the front door, the string is pulled through the doorknob hole. The barrel of Kevin's dart pistol rises up to the hole. The string is tied to the barrel. On the porch, Marv continues pulling on the string. At the brownstone front door, the barrel of the pistol slides into the hole. The body of the gun is lifted to reveal that the string runs down the barrel and around behind the grip to the trigger. Close up on Marv's crotch. The barrel of the gun is pointed at his groin. Close up on Marv. There's tension on the string now. He gives a little tug. Nothing happens. He wraps it around his hand and gives a sharp pull. Close up on the gun trigger. It's pulled. The spring releases with a boing. Close up on Marv as his eyes bugle.
Yeah!
Exterior alley, brownstone fire escape. Harry climbs up on a dumpster and positions himself to leap onto the fire escape. He coils and jumps. He catches a support brace on the bottom of the fire escape. It's graced. His body swings forward parallel with the ground and his grip fails. He falls flat on his back. Exterior brownstone. Marvin's on the sidewalk in front of the building. He shakes off his pain and charges up the porch steps and throws his weight into the door. Inside the brownstone foyer, the front door bursts open and Marv flies in. The flooring is gone.
Harry, I've reached the top!
Marv drops out of frame. In the basement, Marv plummets to the basement floor. Exterior alley. Harry picks himself up and marches to the back porch. Harry stomps up the steps. He tries the door. It's locked.
You're asking for it, kid.
Close up on the door. A nail has been driven into the top of the door. A string is attached to it. The string runs through the zipper of a plumber's bag suspended from the porch ceiling. On the porch, Harry raises his leg and kicks in the door. Close up on the plumber's bag. The door opening yanks the zipper open. Wrenches spill out. On the porch, Harry gets clocked by the wrenches. In the basement, Marv picks himself up. He's shaken and sore. He takes a step forward. Close up on the floor. The floor is glistening with monster sap. In the basement, Marv slips. He catches himself. He slips again. He catches himself. He skates slowly to a length of rope strung across the basement. He lunges forward and grabs it. Close up on the shelving unit. One end of the rope is tied to a steel shelving unit loaded with open paint cans. The shelving unit tips and Marv crashes to the floor. He screams. Up angle from the floor, the shelving unit topples forward. The paint cans spill. The shelving unit crashes down on Marv. Interior kitchen, butler's pantry. It's dark. Harry feels his way in. He sees a light string. He pulls it. The light goes on. In the hallway, Harry enters the dark hallway. He pulls the next string and turns on the light. The camera holds on him as he crosses into the next string and pulls another string. The light goes on. Back in the basement, Marv stands up from the collapsed shelving unit. He's covered in paint. He wipes his face with his sleeve. His eyes are stinging. He looks for something to clean his face with. He grabs a piece of cheesecloth off the tarp. Close up on Marv as he puts the cheesecloth to his face. It sticks. He tugs on the towel. It won't come off. He grips it firmly with both hands. He gives a fierce pull. It tears free with a dreadful rip. He screams and clutches his face. He notices something. He feels his face. When he lowers his hands, he's missing his eyebrows, mustache, and goatee. He looks at the towel. Insert on the towel. 2 eyebrows, a mustache, and a fluff of goatee stuck to the towel. Okay, back in the basement, Marv heads over to a sink to wash off the plethora of paint. Pan down to Kevin, waiting patiently next to an AC/DC arc welder. He turns it on, the sink sparks. Marv grabs the knobs. He shakes back and forth violently and shrieks at the top of his lungs. Kevin turns up the juice. What a monster. Marv continues to shake and shriek until he turns into an actual bleeping skeleton. Kevin turns off the electricity and runs away. Marv continues to squeal and shake out of skeleton mode. As the electricity stops, he continues to quiver and finally falls to the floor with a final yelp. Daniel Stern and Eric were absolutely robbed at the Academy Awards. All right, let me go. In the bathroom, Harry steps into the gutted bathroom. He pulls the light string. Close up on the butane torch. The string is attached to the trigger starter. A flame shoots out. Close up on Harry. His hat ignites. A new angle, mirror image. Harry, his hat blazing, screaming at himself in the bathroom mirror. He grabs the sink faucet handles and turns them. Close up on the faucet. Nothing comes out. In the bathroom, Harry tries to pat the fire out. It's too hot. He looks to the toilet. From his POV, there's fluid in it. Harry grabs the seat, kicks up to a handstand, and dunks his head in the toilet. Outside the brownstone, the first floor windows light up with a brilliant flash of light. A sharp crack accompanies the flash. Interior bathroom. Harry's still on his hands, head in the bowl. Smoke rises from the bowl. In the basement, Marv looks for another way out. He scans the area. From his POV, a rope hanging down through the dining room ceiling and floor. Interior basement, Marv tests the rope with a gentle tug. It's firm. He tugs a little harder. It's still firm. He grips it with both hands, takes a deep breath, and pulls himself up. On the brownstone second floor, the rope is tied to a 75-pound bag of plaster. It shoots out of frame and tumbles through a wide opening in the floor. In the basement, Marv's frozen in a crouch on the basement floor, holding the rope in both hands. The rope is spooling down around him. He looks up. In his POV, the bag of plaster is heading for him. In the basement, the bag of plaster smacks Marv, drives him to the floor, and bursts into a cloud of white dust.
Oh.
In the bathroom, Harry slowly lowers himself off the toilet and stands up. His face is blackened, his head sizzling. The collar of his coat is smoldering. Back in the basement, Marv pushes himself up on his knees. He spits out a mouthful of plaster dust and stands.
I'm gonna murder that kid.
He grabs the rope off the floor and crosses to beneath the foyer. He tosses the rope up and over a floor joist. He tests it and begins climbing. In the living room, Kevin stands at the closed double doors leading into the library.
Don't you guys know that a kid always wins against two idiots?
In the bathroom, Harry's at the mirror rubbing black soot off his teeth. He hears Kevin. He takes off. Interior living room, double doors. Kevin listens at the doors. He hears Harry approaching. He runs. In the foyer, Marv's hand, then his head, pokes up through the joists. From his POV, Kevin races from the double doors to a wooden ladder that goes up into the hole in the living room ceiling. He scampers up the ladder. In the foyer, Marv pulls himself up through the floor.
Harry, he's in the living room!
In the living room, Harry bursts through the double doors. He runs to the ladder and scrambles up. Close up on the ladder, the end that's resting against the living room ceiling joist has been sawn halfway through. It strains under Harry's weight and snaps. In the living room, Harry holding the ladder, hands and feet on the rungs, caught in mid-step, falls forward and slams down the living room floor. Marv skids into the room.
Ooh. He went upstairs.
Harry rolls off the ladder. Marv helps him up. In the living room, at the ceiling, Kevin leans over the edge of the opening.
Why don't you guys try the stairs?
Right.
He takes off. Harry and Marv dash out. In the foyer, Harry and Marv stop at the bottom of the stairs.
Hold on. Don't you remember what happened last year?
Nope.
Harry jumps on the first step and stomps his feet as if he was coming up. He jumps back, as on the second floor, Kevin drops a paint can. In the foyer, Harry and Marv lean away as the can swings down.
Ow!
Marv chuckles.
That's one.
Don't worry, Harry. I'll get him.
Marv jumps up on the step. He stomps his feet. On the second floor, Kevin drops a second can. In the foyer, the can swings down.
Oh, right in the stars.
Harry laughs silently.
That's two.
Let's go.
They turn to run up the stairs. On the second floor, Kevin holds a 4-foot wide length of iron sewage pipe over his head. He lets it fly. In the stairwell, Harry and Marv run up the stairs. They scream.
Oops.
From their POV, the sewage pipe swings down. In the foyer, the pipe clips both of them, lifting them off their feet. They sail down the stairs and into the opening in the floor. In the basement, Harry and Marv crash down on the floor. Harry and Marv look stunned, frozen expressions of pain.
That's 3.
On the second floor, Kevin cuts the sewage pipe rope. In the foyer, the pipe falls to the stairs and rolls down to the floor. It rolls to the edge of the flooring. In the basement, Harry and Marv, still frozen, looking up.
No.
From their POV, the pipe rolls off the edge of the flooring and falls to the camera. In the foyer, clang.
That's 4.
On the third floor stairwell at the door, Kevin threads a length of rope through the hole in the door where the doorknob was. He makes a loop at the end. In the foyer, Marv climbs it through the joists again. He reaches down and helps Harry up. They crawl to the floored section at the foot of the stairs. In the third floor stairwell at the door, Kevin pokes his head out the door.
Do you guys surrender yet?
Never!
In the foyer, Harry and Marv charge up the stairs, ducking and shielding themselves with their arms.
You better say every prayer you ever heard, kid.
I hope your parents got you a tombstone for Christmas!
At the third floor ballroom, Kevin pushes a large metal tool case to the edge of the stairs. He attaches a rope that runs down the stairs to one of the handles on the chest. He secures it.
I'm up here, and I'm really scared.
He takes off. Interior second floor hallway. Harry and Marv run down the hall to the third floor stairwell. The door is closed. Harry grabs the loop of rope, thinking it's the door handle. He gives it a mighty rip. In the ballroom, the tool chest tumbles down the stairs. In the second floor hallway, Harry looks at the rope in his hand. He listens to the racket on the stairs.
What's that sound?
Marv steps around Harry and puts his ear to the door. In the stairwell, the tool chest chatters down the stairs at a ferocious speed. In the second floor hallway, Harry puts his ear to the door. In the stairwell from above, the tool chest crashes into the door. In the second floor hallway, the door bursts off its hinges and flattens Harry and Marv. The tool chest flips over and lands on top of the door. A moment of silence.
That was the sound of a toy chest falling down the stairs.
Oh.
In the attic at the stairwell, Kevin races up. Exterior roof. Kevin runs out the roof door and crosses to the ledge. He tests a rope he's secured to a 100-pound bag of cement. He slips on leather work gloves and pulls the length of the rope out of the bucket of kerosene. He tosses the rope over the side of the building. He slings his leg over the side, grips the rope, and begins lowering himself. Interior ballroom, stairwell. Marv and Harry hobble up the stairs.
I don't care if I get the chair. I'm killing that kid.
If we can catch him.
Exterior brownstone. Kevin slides down the rope to a brick-layered scaffold on the first floor. He whips off the gloves. Exterior roof. Harry and Marv step out into the roof.
Where are you, kid?
He vanished.
At the brownstone brick-layered scaffold, Kevin yells up to Harry and Marv.
I'm down here, you morons.
On the roof, Harry and Marv run to the side of the building. They look over. From their POV, Kevin's below. He waves to them.
Nice night for a neck injury, isn't it?
Suck brick, kid!
Exterior roof. Harry and Marv look down at Kevin. Marv grabs the rope.
Let's get him.
Harry slaps him.
You nuts!
What?
Exactly what he wants us to do. You got a memory?
Yeah. So what did we do?
Gotta figure out what little sniffle monkey's got up his sleeve.
Harry picks up the rope. He gives it a tug. He follows it too, from his POV moving to the bag of cement. Close up on Harry and Marv. Harry smiles.
What?
Smart, but not smart enough.
Harry unties the rope from the bag of cement.
100 pounds of cement.
So?
It holds him. It ain't gonna hold us. We get on the rope and down we go. We'll just
Ties the rope to an iron vent pipe.
have to disappoint the little creep.
Harry climbs over the edge of the roof. Marv grabs the rope. He follows Harry.
Harry? You're a genius.
Close up on Kevin. He strikes a kitchen match on the stack of bricks on the scaffold. He grins devilishly. Exterior brownstone. Harry and Marv are climbing down.
Harry? You wearing aftershave?
What are you talking about?
I smell something.
That aftershave with kerosene. The rope's soaked in it.
Why would somebody soak a rope in kerosene?
Close up on Harry. Good question. Deeply puzzled, he looks down. From his POV, Kevin is 3 floors below holding the match.
Merry Christmas.
He touches the match to the rope. Close up on Harry, a look of terror.
Go up!
Close up on Marv, he looks down, his eyes bulge. His POV, the flame shoots up the rope. On the brownstone scaffolding, Kevin jumps down off the scaffold and runs down the street. Exterior brownstone, like spastic caterpillars. Harry and Marv try to outrun the flame. They get a few feet and are overtaken. They scream and release the rope. They fall to the brownstone scaffold. They slam down the scaffold. It tips under the impact. Varnish cans. As the scaffold is struck and tips up, the cans of varnish are launched into the air. On the ground, Harry and Marv are lying on their backs under the scaffold in the tiny sunken front garden. They're staring up in shock. In their POV, the cloudless sky, a full moon, and a wave of varnish arching overhead, holding for the briefest moment and falling. On the ground, Harry and Marv are doused with varnish. Exterior Central Park West, payphone. Kevin runs to the phone. He grabs it and dials. Insert keypad. Kevin presses 911. Close up on Kevin, breathless, chest heaving, scared. He looks up. From his POV, a huge swarm of pigeons is circling overhead. Close up on Kevin. He forgets the pigeons as his call is answered. You're muted, Kevin. Kevin.
Hello. Hello. The 2 guys that robbed Duncan's toy chest are at Central Park West and 105th Street, right by the park. Hurry, they got a gun.
Exterior brownstone. Harry and Marv pull themselves up on the iron railing surrounding the sunken garden. They're battered and bruised and dripping with varnish. Their heads are peppered with lumps. Exterior street corner. Kevin yells down the street towards the building.
I'm down here. Come and get me before I call the cops.
Exterior brownstone. Harry and Marv climb over the iron railing. They look down the street. They give chase, limping, painful strides. Exterior Central Park West. Kevin. He turns and stops for traffic. A bus slows as it crosses the intersection. Kevin runs around behind it and takes off across the avenue, heading for the park. He's lost a few precious seconds. On the street, Harry and Marv are in pursuit. Exterior Central Park West. Kevin jumps the curb, hits the ice, loses his footing, and slams to the sidewalk. The travel bag strap breaks. The bag goes flying. Kevin skids into the park wall. Close up on Kevin. He's knocked the wind out of himself. He looks over his shoulder. From his POV, Harry and Marv are at the corner. Marv points. Exterior sidewalk, Parkside. Kevin picks himself up and hobbles to the bag. A bus pulls up to the curb, blocking his view of the street. Close up on Kevin, he grabs the bag. From his POV, the bus clears. Harry and Marv are gone. Close up on Kevin, he's puzzled. He turns and takes off. He runs right into Harry and Marv. Harry reaches out. Close up on Kevin, he gasps in horror. Harry grabs him by the collar and lifts him off his feet. Exterior sidewalk. Harry carries Kevin to the park wall and slams him down. He grabs the bag away from him. He unzips it and digs out the film and a cassette. He looks at them. Answer on the film. On it is written, "Bad guys robbing toy store." On the cassette is written, "Bad guys saying they'll kill me." On the sidewalk, Harry chuckles.
You have very nice handwriting.
He tosses Kate's bag into the park. Exterior trees, pigeons land in the trees. Exterior street, pigeons land on the street. Exterior street light, pigeons crowd the street light. Close up on Harry and Marv. Looming over Kevin, Harry unzips his gym bag and stuffs the film and the cassette into it.
You may have won the battle, little dude, but you lost the war.
You want to not mess around with us, pal. It'd be dangerous.
Close up on Kevin, he's terrified. Close up on Harry and Marv. Harry puts his hand to Kevin's neck. He grins.
Burn his hair off.
How about we rip it off?
Throw him in a basement.
Bomb him with a sword pipe.
Close up on Kevin. Harry has him by the neck. Kevin's in horror and pain. Close up on the sidewalk. A pair of old boots step into frame. Close up on Harry and Marv. Harry pulls out his gun. Marv grins fiendishly.
I got a better idea.
He lowers the gun on Kevin. Marv looks up. From his POV, the trees are filled with pigeons. Close up on Harry and Marv. Marv looks to Harry.
Harry?
Shut up.
Let's get out of here.
I said, shut up. I didn't get past the 6th grade. Looks like you won't either, kid.
Cocks the gun. The pigeon lady moves up behind Harry and Marv.
Let him go. Kevin, run.
Harry and Marv are startled. They turn quickly. The pigeon lady is standing behind Harry and Marv with a bucket of bird seed. She lets it fly. Harry and Marv look stunned. The seed showers down on them and sticks in the wet varnish. Harry drops Kevin. He rears back. Marv spits. Extreme close-up on the sidewalk. The stray seed hits the pavement. Exterior sky. The pigeons swoop down. Exterior trees. The pigeons swoop down. Exterior streetlights. The pigeons swoop down. On the sidewalk, Harry wipes the seeds from his eyes. His face is covered with seed stuck in the varnish. He blinks and clears his vision. He recoils in horror. From his POV, a wall of pigeons dive bombing him. The frame fills with feathers. On Marv, his eyes are wide with shock. His mouth is open. He screams. From his POV, feathers. Exterior Duncan's toy chest, swarming with cops. 2 squads squeal away. Exterior park. Kevin leaps a rock outcropping and scampers away. Close up on the travel bag, lying on the ground. Kevin scoops it up as he runs past. Exterior sidewalk. Harry and Marv are covered head to toe with pigeons. They're leaping and twisting and screaming. Sirens are wailing. Exterior 5th Avenue. The 2 squads from Duncan's arrive from downtown. 2 more squads arrive from uptown. They converge on Harry and Marv. Exterior police car. The cops jump out with guns drawn. The highest ranking cop fires his revolver into the air. Exterior sidewalk. Harry and Marv. The pigeons take to the air. Exterior sidewalk cops. They stare dumbfounded at from their POV. Harry and Marv, hands to their faces, battered, splattered, and covered with feathers. They lower their hands to see the cops. Slowly, they raise their hands over their heads. A cop approaches and picks up the gym bag lying on the pavement. He unzips it. Insert on the bag, money, a roll of film, and a cassette. The cop picks up the film. Exterior park, Kevin. He stopped running and he's looking back at the light show on Central Park West. He smiles.
That's great. It's really great.
Exterior Central Park West later. Harry and Marv are loaded into the back of a squad.
You guys should have started a little earlier. The prisoners already exchanged gifts.
We missed the presents? We had to hide out until the cleaning guy.
Harry tries to whack Marv. His hands are cuffed behind him. He tries to knee Marv.
Shut up, Marv. I think I just said we have a right to remain silent.
The cop shoves Harry into the back seat.
He's a little cranky. We just broke out of prison a few days ago.
Shut up, Marv!
The cop shoves Marv into the squad and slams the door. A beat, and off screen we hear a loud thump followed by a yelp from Marv.
Remember, this makes the papers. We're the Stinky Bandits. That's S-T.
Shut up, Marv!
On the sidewalk, Parkside, the pigeon lady is standing at the wall. She's nervous and shy. Close up on the cop. The cop tips his hat to the pigeon lady.
Merry Christmas, Annie.
Close up on the pigeon lady. After a long beat, she grins.
Merry Christmas.
Close up on the cop. He returns the grin.
We're having a little holiday party back at the station house for tonight, guys. Would you like to come along?
Close up on the pigeon lady. She looks down. It's been a long time since she's been invited anywhere. She looks up with a smile. She nods. On the street, the cop escorts Annie to the car.
You're a beer drinker?
No.
Eggnog?
I like eggnog.
You say?
He opens the door for her.
I don't sing.
Oh, come on. Everybody sings on Christmas.
She laughs to herself and gets in the car.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Come on.
La 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 la.
That's beautiful.
Closes the door.
Get those monkeys downtown and pick up some eggnog on your way back. And you don't drink beer. 'Tis the season to be jolly.
Interior hotel suite. Peter's asleep in a chair. Kate's sitting in the window. She's thumbing through a magazine. Insert on the magazine, a hotel magazine, New York highlights. She turns a page to the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. She turns to the next page. Close up on Kate. Something occurs to her. Insert on the magazine. Kate turns back to the Christmas tree. Exterior 5th Avenue on Kevin. He wanders down the street. Church bells are pealing. He slows. Exterior St. Patrick's, midnight mass. The sound of the choir is leaking out. Close up on Kevin. He feels lonely and sad. He lowers his head and continues. Exterior Rockefeller Center, the Christmas tree. Up angle, reverts down on Kevin, small and alone in the plaza. Close up on Kevin as he stares up reverently at the massive tree.
I know I don't deserve a Christmas, even if I did do a good deed. I don't want any presents. Instead, I want to take back every mean thing I ever said to my family, even if they don't take back the things they said. I don't care. I love all of them, including Buzz. If it isn't possible that I see all of them, can I just see my mother? I'll never want another thing as long as I live. I just want my mother. I know I won't see her tonight, but just promise me I can see her again. Sometime. Anytime. Even if it's just once for a couple minutes. I need to tell her I'm sorry.
A long pause and he lowers his head. The wind picks up. A tiny bell rings. Kevin looks up slowly. The bell continues to ring. Kevin's puzzled. He's heard the sound before. Close up on the McAllister Christmas bell. It's hanging on the tree, moving in the breeze. Exterior tree. Kevin approaches the tree. He spots the bell and carefully removes it. He looks at it. Insert on Kevin's hand. He turns the bell over to see the monogrammed M. Close up on Kevin. He knows that it's his family bell. He slowly turns. Close up on Kevin from behind. He turns to see from his POV Kate standing at the street end of the plaza. Close up on Kevin. He's bewildered, as if he doesn't trust his vision. From his POV moving, he moves towards Kate. She's as stunned as he is. Close up on Kevin as he stops.
Ma?
Close up on Kate as she smiles through her tears.
Merry Christmas, sweetheart.
Close up on Kevin. He's dumbstruck.
Wow, that worked fast.
Exterior plaza. Kate kneels. Kevin runs into her arms. She folds him tight into her embrace.
How'd you know I was here?
She breaks the embrace.
I know you and Christmas trees. This is the biggest one around. I had a hunch.
She kisses him and rises.
Let's go, Dad. Let's go and let Dad know you're all right.
Where's everybody else?
They're still in Florida, sweetie. Dad and I wanted to get here right away. We couldn't bring everybody.
Exterior Rockefeller Center on the sidewalk. Peter's below the plaza, waiting. Exterior plaza. Kevin and Kate head to the sidewalk. Kevin sees Peter.
Dad!
Kevin runs to him. Peter lifts him into his arms.
How you doing, son? Sport.
Fine.
You got something against spending Christmas with your family?
Exterior street. Police squads head down Fifth Avenue, lights going. Exterior sidewalk. Peter puts Kevin down. They start back to the hotel. The squads roll past. Close up on Kevin. He looks to the street. Exterior squad. Harry. He sees Kevin as he passes. From his POV, Kevin waves to him. Exterior squad. Harry and Marv look out the back window as the squad heads into the night. Exterior Duncan's toy chest. Police cars are still in front. Interior Duncan's toy chest. Evidence specialists and a cleanup crew are working. Inside the store at the window, an evidence specialist finds the paving stone Kevin threw through the window. He removes the envelope. Inside the store, a police sergeant enters and crosses to Mr. Duncan and his wife. He's 75, round and jolly, dressed in his elf suit with a cashmere overcoat slung over his shoulders and a Homburg on his head. His wife is wearing a festive Christmas gown under her overcoat.
It's all over, Mr. Duncan. We apprehended the thieves and recovered your money.
Mr. Duncan beams. His wife excitedly clutches his arm.
I thank you very much, Sergeant.
The evidence specialist approaches.
Excuse me. Are you Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
The evidence specialist hands him the envelope.
That was wrapped around a paper we found in the window. Looks like a kid broke your...
Mr. Duncan opens the envelope. He takes out a note and reads it. Insert on the letter. Kensington Tower Stationery. It reads in Kevin's handwriting, Dear Mr. Duncan, I broke your window to catch the bad guys. I'm sorry. Do you have insurance? If you don't, I'll send you some money when it snows, if I ever get back to Chicago. Merry Christmas, Kevin McAllister. Close up on Mr. Duncan. He's amused by the note.
Sergeant, are you familiar with the Kensington Towers Hotel?
Close up on the sergeant. He nods.
Yeah, New York's most exciting hotel experience.
Exterior hotel. Kate, Peter, and Kevin return to the hotel. In the hotel lobby, Kate, Peter, and Kevin walk in. They're stopped by a great commotion in the lobby. From their POV, the remainder of the family is at the checkout counter with their bags. Frank is arguing with the desk clerk. Frank?
$190 for a single night? Are you nuts? I got 10 kids here. I'll have to sell my whole house to pay for a tab like that.
Buzz glances to the door.
Go.
Everybody turns around. From their POV, Kate and Kevin are at the door. Kevin waves.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Inside the lobby, the kids swarm Kevin. Frank and Leslie join them.
Thank God he's all right.
He's fine.
What are you doing here?
Christmas?
I always knew you had a big heart, Frank.
Big heart, little wallet. You know what they charge a night here?
It's all taken care of.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Thanks, man. You saved us from Florida. This place is cool.
So, Kev, what'd you do all here alone in the Big Apple?
Yeah.
Same thing I did last year.
Exterior hotel dawn. 2 large Duncan's toy chest trucks are parked in front of the hotel. Uniformed delivery men are loading gifts. Interior hotel lobby. Delivery men pushing hand carts and baggage carts loaded with gifts stream across the lobby. Hotel employees follow with a great fat Christmas tree. Interior hotel room bed. Kevin, Fuller, and Brooke are sleeping in a double bed. Fuller pops up.
Holy smokes, it's morning.
Kevin sits up.
It's Christmas morning, man.
Fuller, don't get your hopes up.
Huh?
I'm not sure Santa Claus goes to hotels.
Are you nuts? He's omnipresent. He goes everywhere.
He leaps out of the bed. Brooke follows.
Everybody wake up, it's Christmas.
In the hotel suite adjoining room, Fuller and Brooke race through Frank and Leslie's room. Rod and Tracy are sleeping on cots.
Mom, Dad, wake up.
In the living room, Fuller and Brooke charge into the room. They slam on the brakes. From their POV, a decorated Christmas tree and hundreds of wrapped gifts. Peter and Kate come out of their bedroom yawning. They stop as suddenly as the kids. Buzz, Jeff, Lenny, and Megan walk in and are struck just as hard.
Are we in the right room?
Frank and Leslie, followed by Rod and Tracy, walk in. Frank's yawning and scratching his ass. He freezes in mid-yawn and mid-scratch. Close up on Kevin. He squeezes past Uncle Frank to see the gifts. His eyes widen.
Wow.
In the living room, Fuller and Brooke wade into the gifts. The parents exchange shrugs. They slowly look to Kevin.
Kev, did you have something to do with this?
Close up on Kevin. He smiles.
Never know.
Exterior hotel window. An orgy of gift opening. Kevin looks out the window. Close up on Kevin as he looks down to the park. From his POV, the pigeon lady is below, arms held wide, covered with pigeons. They take to the wing. She waves to Kevin. Close up on Kevin. He smiles and returns the wave. He looks up. From his POV, the pigeons soar into the air. Exterior sky. The flock of pigeons grows and grows as it makes sweeping circles over the city. The camera booms down to the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. Music up, fade out, but wait. Do it. Exterior, Central Park. Kevin runs over to Annie.
Merry Christmas.
Kevin, Merry Christmas.
Kevin reaches into his coat pockets.
I got something for you.
He hands her one of the turtle doves that the woman that wasn't Mr. Duncan totally gave him at the toy store.
What's this?
It's a turtle dove. I have one. You have one. As long as we each have a turtle dove, we'll be friends forever.
Kevin smiles. Annie looks touched.
Oh, Kevin, thank you.
I won't forget you. Trust me.
Annie smiles. Kevin smiles. Everybody smiles. They embrace. Interior hotel hallway. The bellman, let's call him Cedric. The poor man has a name. Knocks on the door of the McAllister suite. Buzz answers, chewing gum.
Mr. McAllister's room service bill, sir.
Cedric hands Buzz the room service bill.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Cedric rubs his fingers together, hoping for a tip. Finally, mercifully.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Buzz reaches into his disgusting mouth and hands Cedric his chewed up piece of gum. Cedric stares at it.
Nice family, really.
Cedric walks away, probably to kill himself. Sorry. Family movie. Buzz examines the room service bill. It almost stretches down to his feet. The total, $967.43.
Merry Christmas indeed. Oh, Dad.
Exterior Central Park. Kevin is still with Annie.
Kevin!
Kevin looks bleeping startled.
You spent $967 on room service!
Kevin gasps and runs away. Ha ha. How could he possibly hear his dad all the way out there? Well, that's it. See you at Home Alone 3. I call Scarlett Johansson. Fade out for real. All right, to those who just witnessed this, thank you for watching. Thank you to my amazing cast, and good night forever.